Hi.
Cameras. Hello, everybody.
Hello, and
Hey.
this is the
Go ahead.
podcast.
Yes,
409
it is.
podcast.
It is the 409 podcast. Correct, Anthony.
Yes, it has been a while for me at least.
It's definitely been a while for
In
Anthony. I
fact,
mean, he hasn't been around for ages.
Have I
It's
done
definitely been a while for Anthony.
a live podcast since we've done 409?
E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean the actual podcast though. Other than E3, I don't think
Before
I've done
E3. That was it.
anything. I don't think I've done anything.
Before E3. That was it.
But anyway, we are here. I don't think I've done anything. And quick order of business.
Yep.
Where's the? Where are we? Right. So, down there somewhere is the newest addition to the team.
He is
He's been on
there.
the podcast for a number of weeks now. and
Anthony,
it
point to
is
your bottom right.
Finally, this way.
Yeah, down a little bit. There you go.
Down there. Yeah. He has been with us for a while. So, Joe, welcome to the team.
Joe was just weirdly dancing at that point. Oh God. This is going to be exactly what this is like for the rest of the podcast. Now, this is why we have Joe.
Now, I understand there's a few things that Joe wants to talk about, so let's quickly open up the floor to him.
Yeah.
Oh, about the thing I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Well, if people would like to know, the production of the last 2 episodes of the Fanfic Zone are in production.
Oh.
Nice.
Excellent.
That's all I know.
Any context of what the fanfic zone is? Because I have no clue.
Neither do I.
Well, the Fanfic Zone is
I
the
have no
premier
clue.
show for fanfic reading and
Oh,
fanfic
lovely.
cynicism.
Oh, nice.
That's all that actually. That seems pretty decent.
Yeah, that will be an interesting project.
I am overselling it.
Definitely.
Interesting
Probably not.
project.
Nah,
I am overselling
you sold me.
it.
I didn't know about it.
The first 3 episodes are on YouTube right now.
Really?
Are they?
Okay. We'll get a link posted at some point during the podcast so people can be directed there so they can see what's going on.
Mhm.
Since we're talking about YouTube, something else was put on the 409 channel last week. I'm excited about it. I hope Dan is as well.
Mhm.
And that is episode 1 of the randomized Nuzlocke versus in Pokemon.
The long-awaited one. We've been talking about it for about 3 weeks, I swear now.
Yeah, so we finally got the first one edited. It's going to be a weekly show. You're going to see it every Friday. The one that's coming out tomorrow is going to be a little bit delayed, so it was supposed to be 5 o'clock. It's going to be like sort of 7, 8, hopefully. Chris is having a little bit of a problem with the upload. So I hope everyone enjoyed the first episode. I'm actually going to pull up some sort of streams so I can see comments as they come in.
Yep.
That deals. There we go. But yeah, so what about we're now 3 episodes in terms of recording.
No, we've only recorded one and we're doing it live tomorrow. Yes. We're so unorganised on this channel. Angela likes to think we're organised, but we're not at all.
We're not unorganised, we're just organised through chaos.
Yes.
Organised chaos.
So, that is something to look forward to. I'm happy we finally got it started. Talked about it months ago, and it is finally on the run. And since we're talking about content, very special stream coming up tomorrow. Stewart and I don't know how he's going to be joining us, but we're going to play the Walking Dead Telltale game, the 400 Days episodes.
Yes.
Because they're separate from the game, and it means that A, we don't commit to playing an entire game, which is about 10 hours long, and also so that it's basically an hour and a half. I've checked how long it is. It's not long. It's an hour and a half tops. We should be streaming that at some point. A fly literally just died in front of me.
Nice.
Lovely. It just dropped out of the sky.
There's flows of pop the sun.
It literally just went.
I like to imagine it was like a musical outro where he's like the last song and he falls from a bridge. Instead of a bridge, it's just.
It's like musical outro and then just nothing.
All around me are familiar.
You could have it all.
I can show you the.
There goes monetization.
Yeah. We're just trying to
just
just
cut this
sing
out
song and then
and
replace it with noises.
Not like we could monetize anyway.
Nah. Maybe not.
Not
That
this-
entire conversation just went over my head.
It did. Wake up.
Anyway,
like most things.
I'm gonna eat.
I mean, one of the most important sections I'll make as a point as well is Steam sale. Anyone who likes their wallet, don't listen
My
now.
wallet!
I've
No!
only got 3 things.
Yeah, so basically for the last 3 or 4 hours, Steam, at least as a platform, hasn't existed. It's just been in a perpetual state of death.
Well,
You can
the
still get stuff on
desktop
there.
version- Oh, what happened?
What's
Nothing. Ignore the cameras. I'm fixing them.
The desktop version, that's pretty much dead. The
Yeah.
browser version, that's okay. Bit slow, but it's
I mean, the Steam desktop version to me was working fine. And remember that my internet's right about 0.2, so I mean, you can just see flies going across my screen. That's just
They're
terrible.
dying.
It's so-
Steam for me was
Damn
literally
it.
shitting itself.
It is the plus side of having a portable sun. They all get attracted to this rather than anything else.
And there goes any white balance anyone ever had.
Yep. Dan, you might want to shift a bit to your right.
I like how Dan's just, oh god, now Dan's got a blooming torch.
I've had one the whole time.
I
It's a
mean,
little
there's
pen
also
torch.
something I'd like to put out as well, was the RT box.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was a whole thing. Does anyone care to explain?
Oh, I
what
could
was-
explain the customs issues which the
Go
UK
for it.
had. America didn't have them, obviously, because they don't have to pay fucking customs.
They are doing refunds.
They are doing refunds. I can't be bothered to get a refund,
Yeah.
but it's 17 quid. It's not the end of
Hey,
the world.
Georgia.
Hey, Georgia.
Hello.
So yeah, we got these very, very nice. But afterwards, basically what happened was that customs charges were added to the RT box. Now, for clarification, there was a reason for that, and that's because instead of marking the value of the box as $1, which they should have done, and it's what they always did with double gold boxes.
No, but they can't do that because in the last one,
Hey, Dissum, how you
the
doing?
box was just a kind of side bin. And
No,
paying
no.
for the double gold.
It was
subscription, the box
researched.
was-
It was found out. Basically, what they did last time was declared it as a $1 box.
Mhm.
So
Makes
it
sense.
basically kept it under. So, for reference,
Yeah,
anything
they
under
could do
140, they can. Anything under
But
100,
Sorry.
they're
They
allowed.
can't do that now because we're specifically paying for the box.
So $140 is the maximum before you have to start paying customs. That then I have researched that it even says it on my box. Hang on.
So why do I still get hit by customs when I order a shirt?
Because that's weird and it's a shirt, it's different. So
Yeah, shirts always seem to trigger the customs charge whenever I.
Right.
Yeah.
on the back of here.
Shirt to the right. Dan, you are really far to the
Okay,
right.
on here, so let me explain this. Customs charges are applied to imports into the EU with a value over $15 for 15 quid for VAT.
Hopefully that gets fixed when we leave.
All items valued it'll actually get worse. All items valued over 135 quid will attract
don't do
import
that.
duty. That
We
is what we
don't
have
know.
got. We did not get import duty. We did not get excise duty. We just got VAT. So anything over 15 quid. Hence why on the double gold boxes they rated it as a £14 box rather than £1. They rated it as £14, which kept it under the import VAT.
And that concludes this week's import taxes and
import tax
news.
101.
Yeah.
But
Welcome
basically,
to
taxes,
accountancy.
you know what I mean?
look, that's
Accountancy part of the podcast is now gone.
in an essence, the people last time declared it as under the value you needed to pay VAT.
Yeah.
This time they've got different people who have done it the right way. I'm not saying they did it wrong because they've actually done it the legal way and the way you should do it.
Yeah.
But last time they declared it as 14 quid
Just
to
to
1 quid.
bypass.
And that bypasses the customs. That's how they got away with it the first time. They didn't
Yeah.
do that this time. This is why we've got VAT. Now,
Well,
evidently, they declared it as under £135. Otherwise, we'd have import duty. And dear God, you do not want import duty. It's 25%. So, you really...
So, what was in the boxes?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get one.
So,
Box opening! Box opening!
right, so, essential box.
Gee.
So, to start with, you got this lovely little thing. Oh, hang on. I need to flip my camera, otherwise everyone's going to see this in mirrored. Hang on.
Yep.
There you go.
That's definitely mirrored.
So yeah, but not to you. It's not
If
to the
you
stream.
can.
So watch it on the stream. Okay, so you got this lovely little thing, which is an achieve booklet. It's going to destroy the bitrate of the stream, which also has a picture of Michael on the back,
Yes.
looking very sincere.
Show the
I
picture.
actually didn't see the back.
And inside it
white.
basically explains what's in the box.
Oh, okay.
And it
in
also
the
has a nice
box?
little message from Jeff, which if you want me to read it, I can read it.
Now,
Read it.
Ah.
Oh,
it's on the stream at this point, so it can be.
I
read
shall
by
just do
anyone.
this.
Can't read
If
that.
everyone tries to right, there you go. That's all you're getting.
Get a
And
picture
that's all you're
of that,
getting.
get a picture of that dude with the.
So
look at that
basically,
little
what we
paper,
got was, to start with on this list, we have an interdimensional T. Is this little thing?
Interdimensional T.
Yes. So I have
What
a
is that
this.
when it's a home?
So we're actually
What-
having an opening. We're actually having an opening on stream here.
Opening. 20
so-
million likes, please.
Yeah.
I am basically a fat bastard, so I've got a triple XL.
Also, I should point out, sorry,
Repping the fat boys.
I didn't know I was going to be on this
Right.
podcast.
So this is quite possibly one of the coolest T-shirts in the universe.
It does actually look quite cool.
And I shall show you it now. T-shirt
And I will
reveal.
wear mine in about 1 billion months when I get the hem sewn up.
There you go.
Like, I can
Thing.
actually wear it.
That is actually quite cool. I like that.
It's
Decent.
very cool.
I like that design.
It's a very cool design. So that's a T-shirt. Then we have this amazing thing, which I'll probably just keep on for the rest of the stream.
I keep listening to Joe doing weird shit in the stream. What are you doing, Joe?
I look like an absolute mong.
Yep. Well, no difference there.
There you go. How's that? Look at that.
Hey,
Wear
it's the
this
old
for the
stream.
rest of the
Hey,
stream.
it's the old Achievement logo.
We also got a yearbook style thing, which is hilarious. So I'm going to give some ideas. So you've got Alec, who basically has his as combine 1 cup Greek yogurt and 1 cup self-rising flour, shape dough and bake at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Where's Gavin's?
Okay.
Gavin's is literally anus. You've got...
Where's Gavin? I think you can think
Who else we got? Matt Bragg, can I make my quota gif? Jeremy, water is wet. Alfredo, go fast, eat us.
Yes.
Michael Jones, of course. What the fuck are you looking at? They've actually got Jeff. Oh, this is. I didn't realise this. Jeff Ramsey, everybody. Life's too short to give a shit. I never noticed that. It's the first time I noticed it. So Ryan's basically just says no. Jack says, and my mum says I'm cool. And then there's this one.
A Jack thing.
See that one?
Is it
It's a shrug emoji.
Steffi? Yeah.
It's a shrug
That's
emoji.
that
Yes.
That is indeed Steffi Hardy. Then we have...
emoji, not person.
and then, of course, we've got Trevor, where it's, can I say blank? It's literally censored. So this is the coolest little thing in the universe, and I love it. There's a few
Other than that shirt, of course.
Okay, so of course we have RT Box exclusives, Achievement Hunter, the lads, which not everyone gets. So you can either have lads or the other one.
Gents.
Yeah.
Lads or gents. I wanted the lads. I got.
What
the
about the
lads.
Dusk Boys?
They look awesome. I say
I
these
think that
look
might
really
be
cool.
too new for the box.
You need to rep the Dusk Boys, mate.
Yeah,
You
these
didn't
do look
show
very
the
cool.
other
These.
page in the booklet.
I know. I'm going to go back to that. I'm showing
Okay.
everything in here first. Then I'll show the other page.
You ever just see, speaking of...
It's making sure
gents,
because the other
Another
page is
thing-
by my
sticker.
phone.
yeah, over there. Very small next to Yang.
Got this lovely sticker.
Old logo. Yeah.
Was it actually the old logo?
Yeah, I think it is.
Looks
Anthony?
like it.
There's your hat.
Yeah, the hat is definitely the old logo. I know that.
Yeah.
We got people like grapes.
Yeah, they do.
Always.
So this is. I haven't opened this either. So this is the first time I've opened this. It's in this, so it's a body bag already.
It actually smells vaguely like chemical grape.
I actually want to see this now.
And I can
Oh,
smell it
that's
with my really
terrifying. It
bad.
actually does. Would you like to see the most terrifying face in the universe?
Yes!
Ready?
That nose is huge.
Yeah, you want to
Just,
see the best
turn-
part
just
though?
turn it side
Ready?
Oh, yes, man!
Can I actually get it to focus? Come on.
That's
Come on,
focusing.
focus on the nose. Focus on
Put
the
your
nose.
hand behind it, like. Put your
Focus on
hand.
the nose.
I also have the Gavin one.
There we
from
go.
One of the old...
You got a golden Gavin one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
from
got
one of the
Golden
old
Gavin.
boxes. That's from one of the old boxes.
There you
I
go,
used-
now it's focused. That's so terrifying. That is just terrifying. It's such a terrifying face. Look at that.
The only problem is Gavin's nose, it makes him really heavy. Well,
The irony is he will just fall over. So it's just
Yeah.
like, oh.
which is why I had to lean him against my
That's,
Oh, you can't see my nose.
it
Daft fuck.
actually does smell of grapes. And I'm not just saying that, it actually does.
really chemically great.
And then we have these, which are easily the best thing you get in the entire thing.
I took the yearbook and the shirt and the thing, Gavin,
So
and
these are
everything else.
coasters. They're really cool. And Anthony, just a heads up, for the London podcast, I will be bringing my set.
Okay.
So we can
I've
use
been
these.
like,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got something underneath it so we know who's the shoes.
We will be using these. There is a beer can glass, but unfortunately that's in the dishwasher, so I can't show you it.
I can show mine.
Yeah,
Hang on.
Catherine, get yours.
I will just take mine.
So for
I'm just
now,
thinking of
that's
my
what they
job.
roughly look like.
Okay.
They're really, really well made. I would highly recommend anyone getting these just because the entire box has some really high quality stuff in it. And I mean really high quality. This hat is very well made.
Right, so if we get anything else
Uh,
from
We-
box, just
yeah, we got
glass.
more. We got more. So that's the
Oh, wait,
glass. They're
just-
really high quality.
So it's actually beveled back in, so it's the shape of a can.
No, it's an actual can
Like the
shape.
old,
yeah.
like the old Coke glass.
Holds
from McDonald's years
330
ago.
mil. It holds a can. Holds a can of drink.
Comes in a really nice box.
Of
as
Very
well.
nice box.
It
Yeah, so the
tastes
box
nice.
is gorgeous. And my favourite quote of them all:
Smells nice.
Drink.
"Do not smash." What else did it say? Oh, there's this as well.
Handle with
a brand.
care or don't. Oh my god, I have to
Handle with care or don't. It's your glass. Do what you want.
Perfect.
And then of course we have the pen.
Anthony!
Anthony's drinking
Dude.
already. So we have a
Huh?
pen.
Straight out the bottom,
Ooh,
my dad.
alcohol.
Right. So we
I'm
have a
gonna
pen.
join you then.
I haven't opened this yet, and
Nothing better.
it's amazing.
It's a knife.
It is. But watch this.
It's a pen.
Oh!
I have to take my
There's a beard!
Anthony wasn't expecting that, was he?
I wasn't either.
Hang on, I'm going to try and get that so it's focused properly. Otherwise, it's not really going to work, is it?
If you shake it a bit, Jeff gets a moustache too.
He does. Yes, that's true. Hang on,
So
let me just
that's
get the autofocus off.
Extra Life 2016, Jack.
Is there one with a nude woman?
Right, there
on
you go. See it?
I would love
Oh,
one
I
of
know
them.
you
Ready?
Anime one. Come on, yeah.
And
Normal
24.
Jack. Normal Jack.
And
There's the
yeah,
mustache.
mustache.
And then
Yeah,
you
just
tilt it
shake
back
it
the
a
other
bit.
way.
And it all
Camera.
disappears.
No stash. Extra Life.
And then Jeff doesn't get it until you do that. There it is. That's awesome. It is literally the coolest thing in the entire thing, just because it's really high quality as well.
I've got spaghetti stuck in my throat.
Could you not do that?
Well, that was smart.
And then that is basically everything that you get, apart from this.
Ah, the
The photo.
Yeah,
infamous picture.
yeah. Then of course you've got Gavin in
The The one that the board there on the side of the car is being held up by Jeff's arm because the metal was too warm that the magnets weren't working.
So basically, if I can get this so that you can't see my hand in it, that's what it looks like.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's quite a cool picture.
It's a very cool picture. So that's what
I
we
wish I
got
would
in the
never
box.
have seen Gavin in such a
Oh,
short
God, no.
shorts.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this off because it's now hurting.
It hurts. That hurts.
It's very solid. Let's put it that way. It's got a very solid band around the hat.
Right, so
I remember when I
Nothing else?
tried to wear a wig for the podcast.
Sorry, Anthony.
nothing else in the box?
There was nothing else in the box. No, that's about it. I mean, I would
Right.
personally say that was worth it.
We very briefly talked about RTX London. We actually had some big news this week about RTX London.
We did.
Do we want to go ahead and talk about who we are excited about potentially
Ryan.
seeing?
Ryan.
Didn't even get to finish that, did I?
Anthony, go
Lawrence.
ahead. Do you want to say yours first?
I will admit I'm happy Ryan's going to be there. I'm happy that a lot of people who went last year on their own money
So
Yep.
far, no
are
Gavin.
going.
Jeremy. Yep. Also, don't forget we've got potentially.
There are
Alfred.
potentially more. Alfredo already confirmed to Dan, and that's
Yep,
not
mhm.
that's
On
not a
his
word of a
stream.
lie. He literally
Yeah.
confirmed to Dan himself.
I can link the clip.
Yeah, link it if you want. Link it in the chat. But he
I will do that.
legitimately confirmed
Mhm.
to Dan that he will
Yeah.
be there.
What is likely to be the case, just like every other convention that Rooster Teeth
Yeah.
present, is this is their initial listing, and they'll start to add more names to it as we get closer to the time. It's great. I'm going to pull up the list, and I'm going to quickly jump through who has officially been announced
I'm going to bring it up on the
as
screen.
special guests.
I'm going to bring it up on screen,
So-
Anthony.
I
It
think.
is,
Chris
4
did
of the main 5. So we're looking at Matt,
Hang on.
Bernie,
No, sorry.
and Jeff.
Before you go through it, Anthony, one sec.
Mhm.
So
Go on to Chris. No, you are not the biggest announcement. I know what that link's going to be.
I think we know. I think that's what the thing anyway. Wasn't that what we were
Oh,
trying
that
about?
one.
right, so Anthony, before you start, I'm going to bring this in, and I will bring it up on stream. Basically, what this is I'm going to bring up the special guests on screen whilst Anthony goes through they are.
Excellent. So it is, of course, like I said, 4 of the main 5, 4 of the 5,
So we got
4 of the
Matt.
5 founding fathers: Matt, Bernie, Gus, and Jeff. Joel hasn't been announced, but Joel, I don't believe, was announced last year and ended up going.
No.
Uh,
Oh yeah, it did.
Quite a significant amount of achievement hunter.
There
Basically,
is.
all of the on-screen talents. You're looking at Jack, Michael, Ryan, Lindsay, and Jeremy have all been announced so far.
So who's not there? Well, who's there from last year who wasn't? Actually, no, wait. Who wasn't there last year? Who is now there?
We
this
got
year?
Blaine.
Ashley,
Well,
Blaine,
Ross-
John.
Yep.
Lawrence.
Wait, John's coming.
Yes,
What?
John
Right.
Reisinger
Lawrence.
will definitely be making his appearance in London. It will be a lot of fun,
We're
which
hoping.
definitely confirms there will be an OTS.
Da, 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 da.
What, Ron Geisinger?
It's
Da,
Lawrence.
da, 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 da.
Oh, God.
That should
Just
be.
putting everyone on the
That's
spot
on.
there.
Oh, shut
Had to
up.
make the pun. Had to make the
You
pun.
didn't. You
I
didn't.
did.
But personally, and I'm going to throw this out there, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but the biggest thing for me is that Greg Miller is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Because Greg
And isn't that Tim next week as well in the thing?
Tim
That's
Geddes.
Tim.
But
Mhm.
Greg Miller was the first person related to Rooster Teeth I ever met.
You should definitely go into that story, Anthony. It's one of the coolest stories I've ever heard. Like, seriously.
I think I've told it at some point in
Not on
some
the podcast, though.
form. Not obviously in the 409 podcast because it's so young. But I'm fairly certain I've got it somewhere online. But I'll get through it anyway. So if you go back to, I think it was 2016, 2015, 2016, my first year going to RTX. And I go into the VIP party, which was at Speakeasy on Congress in Austin. I get in, get a drink at the bar, and I turn around, and there's Greg Miller just standing there. So I walk over, introduce myself, and I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. So I'm a big fan of Sony and PlayStation. Didn't play much PC gaming at the time. And he was absolutely amazing. Like, for the next half hour, he's like walking around, introducing me to all the people. And we get up onto the top floor, and Bernie's standing there, and he walks up to Bernie, and he's like, "Hey, Bernie, this is Anthony." And I'm like,
Oh damn!
I literally like I'm like, this is
Starstruck. I
This-
imagine.
this is
The
like
man,
this is
the
him.
myth, the
This is, like,
legend,
actual Bernie. I'm like, is
Emmy
it really
nominated
him?
Tesla owner Bernie
Why are
Burns.
you poking me?
But yeah, no. So I always remember
That you would
that
do.
experience, and that is like my.
I think literally, if you're anyone, if you're in your situation, everyone would realize like the first, it'd be the fucking coolest moment of your life, regardless.
I mean, the fact of even
Dog.
just being introduced by someone to like one of the founding fathers, one of the most
Yeah.
important people in the business,
Just straight up.
it is it's
Boom.
cool.
I can imagine, absolutely. It's
But yeah,
Yeah,
so I'll always be thankful that Greg Miller is going to be there, and I'll look forward to seeing him once again.
yeah. I'm guessing that's Catherine.
I think there's an intruder in someone's
That's
house.
not my dog.
Whose
Let's
doggo
just
is
work.
that?
Let's just work through it.
It's not my
Bring
own.
a
It's
special
not-
guest, doggo.
It's Joe. It's Joe's doggo.
Special.
No, special
No, it's
guest.
not
It's
mine.
my dog.
That's your
Yes,
dog.
yes.
Yes, it's mine. Just keep powering through.
So we've gone through to that. So we've said the
Oh,
special guests.
Christ.
Yeah. So what
Oh, I
is
think it's-
everyone else's big?
I'm sorry.
We know who's Catherine is. We know
Yeah,
who's
so
Catherine
Catherine's
is.
excited about Ryan being there, which to be fair is a big
Yeah.
thing.
I
I'm
just
gonna be-
want to see him from across the room with my own eyes.
I'm
That's
going to be
what I-
honest. I'm probably most looking forward to seeing Jeremy.
I caught a glimpse of him last year.
Mostly because he's the only person that I know, apart from Anthony, who is shorter than me.
He's taller than me, so
It's literally true. He's the only person, apart from Anthony, who is shorter than me, and that is basically. Oh God, Anthony's drinking.
and me. I'm
Um,
shorter than you
Yeah, but and Catherine.
by a long way.
How
I'm
tall
not
are you,
bad.
Joe?
I think I'm 5'11".
Right, so you're just taller than me. Dan, you're 5'11".
bro.
Anthony, I don't know how tall
You're
you
not
are.
6'4". I'm one of those two.
I think you said you were like 5'7".
I'm there thereabouts.
Yeah, I'm 5'10". And then I don't know how tall Catherine is. I don't think she's ever measured how tall
Yeah,
she is.
Four
Dan-
something.
Welcome to the
It's 4 something.
As something completely on an aside, Dan is now officially 6'5".
I want to know what that's
That-
all about.
That will make sense in like 2 or 3 weeks' time when
Oh.
a video finally comes out. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
You actually recorded something that I wasn't part of, but you discussed height and like wearing heels or some shit.
Well, no
yeah.
one said anything about him.
Man, I feel like
always.
a woman.
You'll find out.
Yeah, so do I, son, you know.
Dan, what about yourself? Who are you interested in seeing in most?
Well, last year I only met one person, but I completely didn't know because I hadn't watched any of the content where they're in. I met Ellie last year, and I didn't know how fucking badass she is. It's just,
Yeah, and you now watch Skill Tree and realize just
I
how
didn't.
much.
Now I know. I've seen all like I've seen all the vlogs and seen all
The
skill
realization that Ellie is in fact awesome.
I never knew she was anything out at the time. I didn't know she was anything outside of Bernie's assistant. You see, 'cause I hadn't watched any of the vlogs up to that point.
Right.
So of course, 'cause I was like 300 odd videos behind at that point. So
Now, Ellie hasn't been announced yet, has she?
well, it's kind of a given, isn't it? You'd like to think
No, she comes in on a
that
zip
along
line.
with Gavin, you've got the
Yeah.
Brits going to London. Why wouldn't they? You know, repping.
Gavin's not on the list so far for this year.
Just wait for Bernie to announce it in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, he'll announce it in the podcast next week.
He will.
In 5,
Watching you,
4,
Burns.
3, 2.
One. For our count, Joe.
Joe, how about yourself? You going to be with us at RTX?
Well, from yeah,
And what are you
well,
looking forward
Decent.
from that initial list, the two in between it's either Blaine or Lawrence.
to? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, any of them.
Lawrence is,
Oh
Lawrence is another story from that
God.
fabled
Day
RTX.
9.
Chris, I can admit. Right, sir to God, Chris, if you carry on posting the links of you being the most important announcement, I will start deleting them.
Actually, to be fair, no one knows about this. We have Mr. Chris Kincaid going to RTX London. It's like
Do,
a
but
special announcement right there. It's
Whoa,
mad.
whoa, whoa. That
No,
was
that's
announced in like
okay.
5 minutes' time.
I know, it's shocking.
He's supposed to be ill and in bed, which is why I'm here. I wasn't meant to be here because I switched out with Joe. Don't
But
tell
anyway-
me to shush. I'm supposed to be in bed asleep. I have to get up early tomorrow.
Right, so
I'm being
Stuart, how
dragged
about
out to some
yourself?
gardens.
I've already said
Chris, get
Jeremy.
back in here.
What was your answer?
I
Sorry?
never- I
Jeremy,
never ans-
because he's
Yeah,
shorter than me.
Jeremy.
I never actually answered that. I don't think it was like just basically anyone,
Anymore.
honestly.
I mean, I
think
don't
it's people actually,
particularly
so-
care who's going. That's the thing. I really don't
Okay.
care. I go there because of the community, and I go there because of the podcast.
I just want to see them. I don't need to meet them. I just want to see them.
I mean,
Mhm.
last
That's
time.
my only expectation.
I mean, last time I got an autograph code. And that was for Gray and Kerry.
Jordan, Kerry, what was it?
It was
Yeah,
Kerry,
go on.
Kerry and Gray. And I
Right,
basically sold it for 25 quid for charity and 5 quid because they wanted to give me a drink. So,
Yeah.
per selling them it. So, and it was sold for charity.
Mhm.
Because
Well,
that's the
what they-
right way to sell your autograph codes, folks. Don't sell them for cash.
No, not for profit, not for personal profit. No.
Don't make them for
Oh.
personal profit. Don't take the Bernie ones and then sell them off because A, the spreadsheets on the RTX Facebook will immediately just cut you off of them.
And that is my dog.
And it's also a dick move. I mean, that's just that
It
doesn't
is,
even
but
need to be said.
You can do it. Just don't, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Don't be that
can do
guy.
it. We're not saying you shouldn't do it. We're saying you can do it.
We are
but we don't
appealing
want
to
you
your
to.
better nature to not sell on the codes to say
Because
your
quite
own
frankly,
feelings profit.
if you're selling on the codes for the Bernie and Matt one, I could have had that code.
Well, nah, that's just selfishness. Come on, anyone
no,
could have that code.
No, I could have had it. Anthony
I
could
know,
have had
I
it.
know, yeah.
Anthony could have
I
had
know,
it.
I know. Yes.
You could have.
Well, Anthony was speaking to Matt anyway at the Ask the CEO panel, as he always seems to do.
Yeah.
Do you
always gets
always
some
manage
place
to
there.
get to the front?
I think he does.
Matt and I are just like sort of magnets to each
Attracted.
other.
It's just
See,
magnets.
Bernie, now Matt.
Your
he's-
best friends.
Wait, I am onto you. Wait, no, you. I'm onto you. Yeah. He's trying to get in. He's getting in by meeting the fathers. It's a conspiracy, man.
Oh God.
Right.
I'm onto you, McInnes.
So what's the plan for this year?
Sneak underneath the table.
I mean,
mean-
should I bring my wheels?
Absolutely shiffish. Bring everything and forget the power cable.
That's
Especially the
yeah. That's how you should do anything.
Anthony.
I mean, I can bring my wheelchair. I hate using it.
Yeah.
Hey, you could just go and get one of the mobility scooters from the XL, and then you could have fun on it.
Wait, they have mobility scooters?
Yes.
I want one.
Yes. Okay. Then there you go. That's how you're going to get around the XL on a mobility scooter.
That saves me using any
Oh,
of you
we
lot
could-
first. I don't need you anymore.
Well, no, we
We've
put a
been
sail
taken
on
over
it, and
by
then
a robot.
we can put a
could,
sail on it, and then we can pretend to be pirates.
I can bring my flag and
That's
put
been
the
the best
flag
part
on
I've
it.
ever seen. Indeed, does it seem.
I was just flying the Achievement Hunter flag behind me.
Right, so there's not much left to talk about RTX. I do want to mention one last thing,
Mhm.
and that is that for the first time, I have actually booked my flights for Austin longer than the week before I'm actually
Yeah.
flying. So I now have all of my travel completely sorted, not only for Austin but also for London.
And then you're gonna find out a week before they've cancelled the flight.
Well, the funny thing is, over the last like 3 or 4 days, flights are getting cancelled left, right, and centre, and I can't work out why.
Are they
There was-
going into liquidation?
There was flights from Glasgow, Emirates flights getting cancelled, and I can't find anything anywhere, not on Twitter, not on Glasgow Airport's website.
Overselling?
Yeah.
No,
Very
they were
likely.
just completely cancelled. It
Oh.
wasn't as if the flights took off and there were people told they weren't allowed to come. The flights were completely cancelled, so I'm getting a little concerned as to what's going on.
Well, it's
It's not only
Scotland,
happened-
so it's pretty snow.
But it's not only Glasgow; it was also Birmingham, Manchester.
Oh, no, mind, it's not just Scotland.
Are they going into liquidation?
No, it's Emirates. They're
Emirates.
literally run by the state.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
literally run by the state in Dubai.
Literally
Like,
by
it's
all the
very
oil.
unlikely that they're going to go under
Wait,
unless
maybe
Dubai
they're-
goes under.
Cancelling all the flights in England because they're not
wonder if we could
doing
ask
England
Joel.
anymore.
Wonder if Joe would know.
No, Joel only
I'm
knows about
surprised-
gold.
The price of gold means they go into liquidation.
The gold is the answer to everything.
It is.
Just
Oh,
throw
yeah.
money at it.
Yeah, so
That's all.
Hello, I don't say that name. The Scolopendra? I guess that's right.
So when do you mean flights were getting cancelled?
So when I was working on, I think Tuesday, we got.
Hello, the Scolo
an
Pendra.
Hello,
extra
person whose
50
name I
people
don't
come in
recognize.
because a flight was cancelled.
I can't pronounce the name, but hello.
I said Scolopendra, which I think it is. Or Scolopendra.
I
You're
will
on attention
probably
now.
mispronounce it.
And then I've been looking and I'm seeing flights cancelled everywhere else. So I'm a little bit concerned about because there's not really anything getting posted anywhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, the people who are having flights cancelled are getting some sort of explanation, but I would really love to know what's going on.
Travel there by boat.
It's just-
That's the
takes
best
9
part I've ever
days.
seen.
Look, if
Well,
I
not
ever-
again.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll leave tomorrow so that I'm there in time for the convention.
Well,
Then
I
I'll
said boat.
leave directly after it, and then I'll
get
sort of
off
like
the
get
sea.
home at some point in like
End
December.
up in the Azores. And,
And then,
Yeah.
then you're gonna sneak into the Rooster Teeth offices.
No, just sit yourself.
I'm not going to promise anything.
I am, mate.
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, I'm going to be there for a week, so it's always possible that I might try and swing past and wrangle a little look around.
I am tempted to try and mail
I'll give them
myself.
booze.
You won't
Later-
succeed. You'll
In
die.
the next
there.
couple of weeks, we find him underneath the achievement hunter desk.
No, he's
I'll
he's
probably
he
die.
literally just rebuilds the very tall Jeremy desk. He's just on top of it.
No,
He's on top of it.
Plot twist, he is the desk.
all I'll say is Larkus McPort done such a good job.
Lock the
That is a callback to something that happened in 2017. Not going to cover it at this point.
boys.
You'll be able to find it somewhere. For anyone who has watched any of the old RTUK community podcasts, it was definitely talked about there. Yes, so that's all the RTX stuff done. There wasn't too much else that I was going to talk about. There was one other thing.
Where's something?
Let me just try and quickly find.
I like how I can just
This-
screw with my hair in about a
In
second.
the
So I can go
meantime,
from
let
that.
me. Huh? That's way. In the meantime, let me talk about the pictures that the Grand Tour posted on Twitter.
Okay.
I put a link in the I'll just put another link
Ah,
in
ill, he says, but he's playing Rocket League.
chat. Yeah, it's just hilarious.
He
to me.
has a Surface. He can play Rocket League on his laptop.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I just don't. I don't know why that's so hilarious. It's Clarkson
Jeremy.
in a
Clarkson!
is that parking offices.
Clarkson!
Yeah,
I
he's
am
obviously just
traffic
letting
warden.
everyone.
Traffic warden. In the world.
I don't know why that's so
Anyway.
funny.
Hammock
to
was
me.
useless.
I
I
can't bring that
am
up on the
really
stream.
looking forward to the next season of the Grand Tour.
GTS Nitro.
Right.
Anyway.
So very quickly, one of the most stupidest stories came out over the last couple of days. This is I'm reading off of Al Jazeera, but you can find it anywhere else. The World Health Organization
Oh,
has
I know what Anthony's gonna
published
say.
a new list of diseases and infections,
Oh,
disorders, and so on,
Don't say it.
and
I know. Now.
has decided that video gaming is a mental health disorder.
Oh,
And it's the fact that it's not even video gaming addiction.
Yes.
No, it's video gaming.
video games are literally the only thing standing between me and having a complete and utter mental breakdown. Without it, I could not.
Sorry, guys, I can't do this podcast on account of mental disorder. It's just too much. I can't do it.
I guess I'm gonna have to give
It's
up
too
my life
taxing.
then.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it's-
guys.
It's
Oh,
called
God.
gaming disorder. I will explain what this is. Joe, go
I'm
ahead.
just gonna-
I don't have a
Guys,
problem, I swear.
It's terminal.
If I can't, if I can't play
Oh,
World
no.
of Warcraft, I'm killing myself.
What the fuck?
Joe.
That's for benefits.
Too deep, Catherine, too dark.
I'm the same.
I've
We're
only got
all mentally broken
I've only got
inside, every single
2
one
days
of us.
to live.
I know!
I might as well spend them on World of Warcraft then. Good night, podcast.
No!
Anyway,
No-
so
no craft.
gaming disorder is what it's called. It's defined in the... I'm going to read this, so hence why I'm looking
I
at
like what George is thinking. I like your thinking, George.
Oh,
It's very
yeah.
smart. Let's all stop playing games and start doing heavy drugs.
Evidently, that's what the Who want.
I shall acquire some black tar heroin tomorrow. Let's go.
I'm gonna quit video games now.
I would make a joke, but I think my sister is in the other room.
Would you like to know
and
what it's
might
classified
affect
under?
her.
Yes, please go ahead.
It's it's classified under management of substance
Oh.
abuse.
Wow, don't know that. What? Substance abuse. What?
I'm not even kidding. It's classified under management of substance abuse.
Well, I do have a problem managing my time.
I can quit whenever I want.
I'm abusing my time.
Clinical
I spent
cases of
a
gaming
lot-
behaviour leading to distress or significant impairment in functioning have been reported in the academic press and clinical practice for many years being one. In 2013, internet gaming disorder was included in the classification of mental and behavioural disorders of the American Psychiatric Association as a condition for further study. So it's taken them 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 5 years to actually do something.
Is alcohol in that?
No, it's,
Yes.
No, that they have bad ping. That's what took them so long.
Just wait. It'll be classified as Class B soon.
Class B drug gaming.
Class B video gaming.
Show us some
Meanwhile,
of the video.
cocaine and black tar go down to Class C because they're not as harmful as gaming.
I just
Yep.
studies
Atomic
There's
suggest
too many people playing games and not enough people doing drugs. That's the problem.
Sorry, just-
it's just I mean basically what they're stating is leading to distress. Okay, so everyone who rages.
Yeah.
That's
what
like
was
sa-
said.
that's like saying, oh, you're going into a retail store. Better class that as a mental disorder. You're gonna stress out in that.
Are you feeling sad? Then you might be a victim of Pixar movies.
Yes.
Oh,
Indeed.
let's not go there.
Oh, dear.
I'm,
Let-
Ma'am, I'm
let's
sorry.
not let
I
that
caught your son doing Cartamine.
I
He's
can't
playing
What Mario
Karts.
Kart, I mean.
Yes,
I
Mario
can't wait
Kart.
till
That's a joke.
I can't wait till kids in the future get visits from like the police and they're like, these are video games.
You wouldn't download a video game.
Where did the video
You
game
wouldn't steal a handbag.
You wouldn't download a car.
You wouldn't kill a police officer.
God.
You wouldn't have steal his helmet and then shit in it or whatever the IT card
Pissing it.
And then
Yes, it
you
is.
wouldn't give it to his widow.
And
And then steal it again. Video games are
that.
drugs.
I love that sketch, man. Great.
No, this is just once again one of those stupid things
It is.
that people who have no idea what they're talking about have decided to put out there, and
Oh my god.
it gets very annoying because
No,
Yeah,
there's a
it happens
video
so
on
much.
it.
Oh no.
There's a
No,
video on it. Oh my god, there's a question and answer video on it.
I'm guessing for some
Oh,
reason
we have to bring this up on stream.
you
I
can post
wouldn't
post a
like
link
that.
to it. Don't put
I
it on
wonder
stream.
if
I'm putting
isn't
this
it
in the
took-
Twitch chat, everybody. Go and watch this
isn't it
stupid
took,
video.
5 minutes after the podcast, of course. It
Yeah.
took 5 years to classify this as a problem or whatever. But maybe because 5 years ago or 6 years ago, should I say, Far Cry 3, you had that mission where you burnt the weed fields. Maybe it started with that. Who knows?
We're burning
Well,
drugs.
About 5 or 10 years
Games,
before that, you
drug
had
paraphernalia.
destruction of the wheat fields in San Andreas. Remember?
You
Then,
did.
then 30 or 40 years ago,
40 years
ET
ago.
came out. That was obviously covered in drugs.
But you know what? See, since we're talking about weed,
The kid was taking some heavy drugs there.
Aren't
What,
most
Nintendo
of
weed?
legalised it.
characters on drugs?
Nintendo weed, yes! I like your thinking.
The Nintendo weed.
Oh, how many more drug-related gaming puns can we think of?
Oh god, no.
but yeah, so Canada legalized cannabis
They did.
just a couple of days ago. Massive.
Massive Canada, you've joined the smart side of the world. I don't smoke, I swear.
So what was it? It was
Well, they don't
a
abuse it.
52 to 29 in favor.
Yep.
Which allows the sale, for recreational use. I'm just quickly trying to catch all the
I know I'm going for holiday.
big ones. So it's not
Amsterdam.
officially
Hello, NCA.
it's not officially legal yet. It still has to get
Cancel.
royal assent.
Yet.
But basically, it should happen in the next couple of days, at least from what they're thinking.
And you know what the
Absolutely.
best part of this is as well? The UK, it's still illegal. But essentially, we produce 44.9% of the world's cannabis.
Interesting.
Why
We
do
produce nearly half of the world's cannabis, and we export it. And but the best part is, UK is the largest exporter. Okay, so the producer, we produce 44.9. We export 70% of the entire world's cannabis supplies. The entire world.
God save the weed.
Anthony's still chugging with a bottle.
God damn it, dude.
Oh,
He's Scottish, I
we
forgive him for that.
We both need it to try.
Nice whiskey. Remember, Tuna, if you want to sponsor us, all it takes.
A click away, or
Yep.
phone call, or something, or an email.
Blind Bay.
I'll set you up with some good rates. All I need is like 5 or 6 bottles.
All you gotta do is email caleb@achievementhunter.com.
Please don't email caleb@achievementhunter.com.
It's a dead domain at this point.
It might
Oh,
not
no.
be. It might still be alive.
I wonder
Don't
how
forget
you-
to send your Halo fails to
a game fails. No.
I really have to get the website set up so I can start doing stuff.
Yeah.
Mm,
For any information, please send it to Stewart@409.co.uk.
which we don't have yet. So that is a
Yeah,
dead
we do.
domain.
We've got 409.
Yeah, but we then have to pay for the Google one, which we don't have yet.
That's
send
fine.
all your mail to @fox.com/sick.
Just send it to @real Donald Trump on Twitter.
I mean, I have itgaming.co.uk.
Indeed.
At
This is
Trump,
the domain
love the
part of the
podcast.
Yeah, I know it's a domain.
Well, David,
I
have
need
you
to
broken your
do
He made
pointless?
peace with Kim
Here's
Jong-un,
one.
now he's gonna make peace with us.
If you have, however, broken your pencil, you should go to www.itspointless.com.
Oh, shut up.
Depends what end of the pencil you broke.
Still pointless.
It is.
Not if you got
These
the
puns are.
Accidentally added marijuana instead of oregano to dinner. The stakes are high.com.
I know what you're gonna do. I know, waiting for it. I'm waiting for you to do the thing.
Had a surprise visit by John Reisiger, www.onthespot.com.
Three falls in the woods. It's just John Reisiger still work here or something.
I also just realised I called oregano, and I want to kill myself.
No, it's oregano.
It's all got what?
Be gone, demon! Get out! Yeah, the light.
Okay. So something really,
Those puns were terrible.
really interesting also happened this week.
I'm gonna flip
and
out.
It was
Who
about
died?
20 miles away from all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's happening?
It'd be Dan's mic making that weird noise. Always is.
No.
All tap.
So, the world's most expensive net was cast this week.
Net.
As in internet or actual physical?
It's an
net?
actual physical net.
An actual physical net.
A
There was a block of space debris. So they sent up a net that costs, and let me quote,
A stupid amount.
£13 million spacecraft
What?
But how much would it have
to
cost?
go and get a box. Where is the size of it? I saw it.
That's lunacy.
To be honest,
Get it?
it does
Luna.
give us. It does give us the word space net.
Yes. Yes, it does.
However,
No,
that
we're-
net is in the sky.
We are pioneers of net
But
technology.
Yes,
It's a sky net.
What would have been the cost of fixing any
Skynet,
damage
everyone.
made?
So basically, they got a box that's about maybe sort of like a meter cubed.
Yeah.
So it's quite
Yes, I
small,
think they can-
and they had to use 13 million to build a spacecraft to send into space to get it.
That's ridiculous.
It's a good waste of money. Well done. But you know what's
Yeah.
even more of a waste of money?
If it was
What
an
Donald
entire
Trump said
meter-
just a few days ago.
Oh, I
and
know.
that
I was
is
gonna segue to
the
this.
sixth
The
branch
Air
of the armed
Force.
forces,
The Air
and
Force.
it is the Space Force.
It's separate but equal. The Space Force
Unfortunately,
And
they didn't call
we-
them the Space Marines.
have been relentless, and I fucking love it.
We
It's
finally
so good.
are seeing a point in history. Bookmark it today, historians. We are
2 days
finally
ago.
taking our first steps as a
Humans.
people into outer space.
So we're basically
Except in 1969 when we did it before.
basically what's
properly.
happening now is the world's becoming
Allegedly.
Destiny 2.
Our second steps. Well, any ever space game ever.
Yeah, just
Destiny,
What about
Infinite Warfare,
Luna?
especially
Yeah.
2. Titanfall, that's not in space, is it?
Rodina.
Elite Dangerous.
Oh, God, I love
it's-
Liverpool.
It's great that of all the people in the world, so I'm very briefly, we're not going to get political here. Because
No, if you right. So the
You mentioned
first thing you
Trump
should
being
do
political.
when you say we're not going to get political here is stop.
it's go
Get
political.
political.
Is stop.
We need
No,
to
it's
stop
stop.
Basically,
political music.
Stop.
What I'm going to say
Desist.
it's very simple, right? Donald Trump, when he was getting elected, said he was going to do X, Y, and Z. He has done X, Y, and Z.
So
That's
at
all
least
I'm going
he's
to
done
say.
more than any other
You
politician
can't deny that, but
has done.
now we're going to get political, so let's stop. I do agree. He's done what he said, but,
But yeah, so
So,
once again, perfect time to segue. We're talking
Yes.
about space. Who's been playing Fortnite?
No.
a little bit of Save the World,
No.
yes.
Right,
Nothing
so
Battle Royale.
I don't play Fortnite myself, but
Hello,
in the
Chair
Battle
Beggar, how you
Royale section of the game, there's supposedly a rocket that is about to get sent into space.
Okay.
I'm going to try and quickly find the information on it because I don't have a window open for it already. But basically, if you go into like one of the buildings, there's a TV, and if you look at the TV, you're able to basically see a countdown that relates to the spaceship going into storage, going into space.
storage.
Space was last season's theme, but was it this season's theme? No, last season. This season.
No, it's actually- Imagine,
Sorry,
imagine
I'm
a
trying to
rocket
Google
being
something,
put
so
into
it's
like a
not-
into a storage bin and just 5, 4, 3.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the lion, the spaceship, and the wardrobe. Without the lion. Other than
Yeah.
that, the
So it's-
spaceship and the wardrobe.
I'm trying to quickly get this to open up, but it
I
won't
think I
open.
ran too much too fast.
Oh,
There's
how
no such
different
thing.
how different would Narnia be if it was a rocket ship instead of children?
Right, that's just going to keep doing
You
that.
must save Narnia.
Dan, what have you done?
No, you've not noticed, so don't worry about it.
No, what have you done?
What?
I'll reveal it at the end of the podcast.
People really haven't noticed yet. What?
Right.
What's that
But
thing
you'll
to your right, then?
All right. Wait, my right is there. My left.
What have you done? I want to find out what you've done.
So don't worry about it. If it doesn't done anything, you'll see. You'll see. But,
It's a green screen.
It's not a green screen now.
It's a blue
I guess
screen.
speaking about gaming news for a bit. If you
Yeah, both.
Yep, go ahead.
here's my weekly bashing of Activision section.
Oh,
People have
I
heard, of
think-
course, about if you've been keeping up with gaming news at all, you may have realised what Activision have done with the upcoming Call of Duty game, Black Ops 4. They've got the Black Ops Pass, which I believe people have been extensively covering on YouTube, and how it's an extremely scummy move on their part. Basically, if you wish to have any DLC content for the game coming up, you're going to have to buy the digital deluxe edition or something. Like, there's not in any physical copies, no pre-order. You got to pre-order the top digital edition.
to
which-
get any sort of season pass.
Any season pass at all.
You can't buy it separately. You can't buy it outside of the game.
Nope,
You can't buy it
no
outside of the game
physical.
bundle.
Not on the store. It's absolute ridiculous.
It
Right.
means that you have to pre-order. They're basically forcing people to pre-order.
The most expensive edition might add as well. It comes with the expensive edition.
Oh,
coming
I-
in, nothing else. One edition has it. I can almost certainly imagine, because the backlist coverage and lack of sales, they will probably make it separate at some point. I'd like to.
Yeah, it's most likely one of those things. See, similar to what they done. The
Yeah,
remaster of
Mhm.
the first one, where
It's
they
like COD 4.
you only get it.
It's COD
Bye.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye, Infinite Warfare.
Yeah,
Which
they're
I
most
made the
likely to do
mistake
the
of
same
doing.
thing.
But then I
Yeah.
kind of got
I
into it.
really wish I had sweets in my room. I ran out.
You can tell Catherine's slightly drunk now.
Slightly.
Yeah, I did say my alcohol hit me pretty hard.
Right.
Only slightly.
I mean, also we should probably say that we are currently in the process of planning the podcast for London still, because it requires a heck of a lot of planning.
It
Um,
does.
It would involve copious amount of alcohol.
I mean, a few things we have on the board for trying to figure out if we can do them or not. We are staying in a place where we have our own kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
so there are plenty
Well,
of
am I-
opportunities. for
Jura,
that.
just
So
give me.
we've got Anthony, who is a bartender anyway, so
Yep.
cocktails are basically second nature to him.
the only people not staying in the place are Chris and Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, so far.
Unless Joe
Yeah.
is going to
Unless Joe
RTX and wishes to stay in the place, in which case
Do
you're
that.
Do
perfectly
we have
welcome.
a spare?
We're cheaping the cost.
Seriously, Joe, yeah, we'll cheapen everyone's cost. I mean, currently, we will tell you after the stream what the cost is,
Yeah,
but
once we figure
we're
it
just
out.
saying we will
In
be in an
post-show.
apartment. So
Odds on it's either going to be a sofa or a blow-up bed that I'll bring.
anyway,
Done.
as Anthony went,
Yeah.
so moving on, we are basically near the end of the podcast now. It's
Wow, that one's
23:57.
off.
Can
I
I
mean-
interject a little sports section into this?
No,
I guess
No.
no one gives a
no,
shit.
no
but-
sport. No.
No, Dan and I are in 100% agreement here. We're going to talk about this
Oh
Yep.
God, go on then.
because this is the World Cup.
Okay,
Viva
go on
la
then.
Everyone,
Let's
it's
go.
every,
And
everyone
that's the end of the podcast. See you next week.
No.
The first thing we're going to start with is me and Dan are going to sit down at some point over the next
Oh.
few weeks, and we're
Mhm.
going to do the
Somebody
World
mute-
Cup in FIFA,
Yes.
and we'll get that out of the way very quickly. But that's for the future. That's like the next couple of weeks down the line. 3-0.
3-0 to Croatia against
3-0.
Argentina. The famous, I think it's their worst start into a World Cup since 1974.
Argentina don't have any points, do they?
No. Well, no, they've got 1 point, Iceland.
They've got one, so they
They
still
drew
have the
against
possibility
Iceland.
of qualifying.
This is the, I think it'll be the first time they've not got out the group stage since 1958 or something. Ridiculous. It's like they've got to have it every time since then, and basically the last loss or something was 1990. I don't know. Lost in the group stage was 98 or something. I can't remember what it was. But it's
No,
some
of
ridiculous
course.
time. It was many years ago.
To put this in perspective, possibly the best player in the world, Lionel Messi.
Mhm.
He's an Argentinian.
He's
So
Argentinian.
this is why it's
They've
this is why
got
it's
a
such a-
massive team with star players, but they
they have an absolutely
rinsed.
amazing team.
Yeah.
So I'm going to quickly try and find the Argentina squad because they've got Messi, they've got Aguero,
Mascherano is in there.
Mascherano,
Otamendi.
Otamendi is centre
Caballero.
half.
Now Caballero made a massive mistake
Caballero?
earlier, but
Can I-
that was a nightmare for them.
But yeah, so there's so many amazing players in that. There's no reason that they should
No.
be getting beat by.
Absolutely not. Croatia. are a
No,
good
no,
side.
no disrespect to
Rolling
Croatia,
the
but
dice.
they are,
Timer!
it is Iceland was the big one because Iceland
Yeah.
is
They're
a
second.
second. Yeah, they're a second-tier European team.
I think it's their
I don't mean
first
saying that
ever
'cause I think
point.
they got them second,
It's
but-
their first ever point in a World Cup as well, or something.
Is
it?
I think so. Joe, what are you doing?
So what does that mean? So they get a point against Iceland and,
And
they
they've got no points.
lost
so
against
one.
Croatia.
The group is currently, I believe, it's 6 points to Croatia, 1 for Iceland, 1 for Argentina, who are on minus.
I know
3
what
goal
happened
difference.
now.
And then
And
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Nigeria is a team that could beat Argentina.
They can do. It's not
Nigeria
likely,
is a
but
very powerful.
They have seven
Africa.
players. They had 7 players in the Premier League as well, so
Mm.
they're not meant to be trifled with.
Yeah,
Really
so
good.
that could be an interesting game when it comes
Yes,
down
it
to it. But
Yeah,
a couple
absolutely.
other big ones that we've had so far. A few days ago, I think Tuesday, we had both Spain and Portugal only
Yep.
winning by 1 goal against Iran and Morocco.
Yeah.
Which is extremely dangerous because that's.
No
that
difference.
first
A
game-
big difference in the group stages. It can do.
I like
That
how
game
Joe's gone to
was-
sleep.
He basically has it. We bought him.
We're quickly getting through this.
Already.
But Portugal and Spain already played against each other. 3-3. Amazing goals left, right, and centre. Absolutely entertaining. But to only score 1 goal against Iran and Spain is definitely just not an acceptable performance for them. And what it does mean is it puts both Portugal and Spain in a bit of a predicament because it then means that they both really have to win their next game to qualify. It's
Yeah, they
Portugal
do.
that's going to be playing against Iran, but if Iran beat Portugal, even if Iran get a draw, Iran could theoretically knock out Spain,
They
Mhm.
could. And on
and that would be big.
And on that note,
What else have we got? Very quick.
right.
I
So
think,
I have one final thing before we go on to the announcement.
We're not going on the announcement yet. We've still got a little bit more, just making sure we've not missed anything.
Right, so
big.
I'm going to bring up a picture on stream, which hopefully people have seen at some point.
I'm waiting.
It's slightly terrifying.
Oh, it's the JRP podcast.
That is Oh god, that's loud.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I am John, and with me is John, and John.
I'm sorry, but I have to
And
say
John.
one thing about this. I did not expect the seamless transition of the faces onto the next, on Bernie and Gus. That took me 5 minutes, but that is terrifyingly realistic. That's just way too good.
I think your best work is the second one on the couch to the left.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so seamless.
How am I going to bring it back to the
Yeah.
podcast? Anyway,
Right.
does anyone else have any?
I have the last announcement, of course. You may have seen me drinking something, of course, throughout this podcast. I'm here to say this is the announcement. You have been bamboozled, my son. It's a stash can. Good night.
Right,
Anyway.
so
Right, we're having right. Can I make a point before Anthony
It's the Rocket Rooster can.
starts
It's
on
that one.
certain things? Is basically let Anthony
That's what
go
I want.
and say what he wants to say
That is the big reveal.
without
Right.
It wasn't big at
noises
all, was
or-
it? That's what I did.
certain
I'm sorry,
noisy
Joey.
toys.
So I do have to take a quick nip for this one.
Bruce is not a boy.
Take some Dutch courage.
I'm gonna Sorry, I'm gonna have to shut off my light because I've got a ton of flies in the room now.
So it is with a heavy heart that this announcement comes, but
Chris is
this
dead.
this will be the last time that the 409 podcast will be streamed live on a Thursday from 11 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's the decision has basically come because we don't want to be trying to fight for a viewership between a number of other people who do stream at this time on a regular basis. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the podcast time. It's going to be moved just by one day. It's now going to be Wednesday, still at the same time of 11 o'clock. You'll still be able to find us there. It will remain exactly the same as it was. It will just be a slightly different day.
When you said the heavy heart, I thought it meant something really serious. Like you were to stop streaming and stuff. When you said heavy heart, we're not streaming anymore on a Thursday. But we're moving to Wednesday instead.
Yeah, we're moving it to
Well,
Wednesday.
that was the kind of
It's
point.
terminal.
Yeah.
I mean, put it this way:
it's-
we're not
it's-
changing anything.
I
It's
will
disappointing.
remind
Thanks up the
anyone
day.
watching my WoW Wednesday stream between 10 and 2. That is on in the
It'll be
afternoon.
the same day though. That's good.
Nah.
You know.
The one thing I will say is because we know...
When 10 and 2 on a Wednesday.
Because, right, shop.
Right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to, hang
If
on.
you want me to drink, let me know.
There we go. Catherine's muted. Go for
Right.
it, Anthony.
Ah, the cameras.
No,
Because we know about the problem with the video getting released tomorrow, Pokemon Versus, Stuart and I are going to sit down and do The Walking Dead live on stream. So we will post the time. It's not been
Bless you.
it's not been decided yet.
That's a sneeze.
Ugh. It's not been decided yet when we're going to do it. We're going to do it tomorrow. But we're going to play 400 days, and potentially, because we're excited about the release of the final season of The Walking Dead in just a few months' time, we might look to potentially doing the entire Walking Dead series in the lead up to that. But look out for news on that. I've got no other announcements.
I've got no other
Anyone
announcements.
else?
No. I mean,
No.
Catherine is going to have a drunk announcement, so I'm not going to unmute her.
So, once again, I hope everyone in the chat, everyone on stream will agree. But I do want to thank Joe, who is right here.
Catherine's
I
gone.
want to say thank you to him for finally being part of it.
What's going on here?
What's going on?
I don't know where
What?
I just saw Catherine's hand just go. Whoop. I think Catherine's
Okay,
fallen off a
something's
chair.
happening. I don't know what's happening, but
I
something.
think it's the
I'm just going to continue to gloat.
So, yeah,
alcohol.
I think it's great that we do have Joe, and he's a great addition.
Yep. I agree so.
Very happy to have
That
him
was so
on the
happy
stream.
she's saying right now, but he's not. The northern lad himself. He's doing
We're
his
pretty
not
much
stubborn.
done at this point.
His Twitter's wrong, not
It-
Catherine.
Well, I don't have a
Yeah.
Twitter on there either.
No, it's not. Well, you do. He's
You
right.
don't
But no,
read
Joe's is actually north end lad.
Anyway.
No.
Dude!
So,
Anyway.
in closing, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again in 6 days instead of
For
7.
WoW Wednesday.
But most of us will actually see you tomorrow.
Yes.
when we do The
Bye-bye.
Walking Dead.
Yep.
I'm
Shall
not
be
wearing
off
the
at 6
watch.
p.m. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Time to rate.